1-1 last night between the Niners and the Colts. Rivers was perfect. He was slinging it. He was everything I told you he was going to be. Not only is he going to be the starter, but he's going to be incredible. So was Purdy, by the way. Before I get to the takeaways, this game that capped off last night, or this week's action, really set some things in motion in the good old playoff picture. Take a look at this. It's the AFC, the Jags, the Bills, the Chargers. Okay, so they're all clinched. They're celebrating. They're loving life this week. Playoff spots galore because the Colts lost. Indy still somehow alive. They do need to beat the Jags and Texans to end the year. And then they need a bunch of help and a new defense maybe. Anyway, on the NFC side of things, the Niners have now moved ahead of the Rams. They're in the 5 seed, as you see. If that holds, that means the Niners would play the Panthers in the wildcard round, while the Rams have to go to a quiet Philly. No one's talking about Philly. They win the division again. They're the Super Bowl reigning champs. Interesting. Rams would have to go there. San Francisco, by the way, still alive. 1 seed is available for them. I like this. I like them to go to the Super Bowl. I do. I like them. I like the odds on FanDuel Sportsbook. They need to beat Chicago this weekend, and then they need to beat Seattle. Pesky 1 seed, Seattle. Not an easy path, but guess what? They control it, and both of those games are at home, mind you. You gotta hope Kittle is healthy. Kittle, you gotta be healthy for this one, and we see then what will happen with that ankle. As for this game, we will start with the Niners because they could not be stopped. They've been through so much adversity. They have so much scar tissue as a team in the last 5 or so years in the Shanahan head coach era. And on a night that I was ready to wear my Colts gear this morning. You know what I was going to do? Break out a little bolo tie for y'all on a Tuesday morning, Christmas week, but I couldn't because Phillip Rivers was not the story as good as he was. It was Brock Purdy last night. Oh my gosh. And really, honestly, this entire stretch since he's come back from injury, it has been an emphatic reminder of why the Niners went all in on him with the contract. Not that we should have needed it with everything he's done already. That's another story. He didn't miss all night outside of that late pick when the game was already in hand. He tossed 5 touchdowns, and I loved how even after he got robbed of a beauty that Kyle should have challenged, by the way, he said, screw it, and he threw another touchdown on the next play. Anyway, that's how dialed in Brock was. And he stole the show, as you're seeing, in prime time. And Brock has not lost since coming back from his turf toe injury, okay? Turf toe. Fun to say. Name doesn't give it justice. That's been the story this year. The Niners are undefeated since the turf toe. They've scored just under 35 points per game. Do we have that? Look at this. Scored just under 35 points per game, 11 more than they averaged while he was out. 14 total touchdowns, just 4 picks. Read it and weep, NFC. 3 of those, by the way, came in that weird Panthers game, and they won that one anyway. So he pretty much cut out the turnovers somehow. Is that what turf toe does? Is that a symptom? I don't know. That was kind of the concern, right? When they, I don't know, it kind of crept up on him, these turnovers for the past year and a half. What's he doing? Can he do it? His hand size, is it raining? All of that. He's been top 3 in pretty much every category since, and he's crushing it. And I do have some questions about the defense, all the injuries. Can they make, I keep seeing Fred Warner not on the field, and I'm like, how could they do this? What is the calculus of this as a deep playoff run is considered? But if Brock is playing like he did last night in January, they're going to have a chance to go to the Super Bowl in their backyard. Especially, if they snag the 1 seed, everyone might be cooked. Speaking of cooked, how about the Colts? Oh, boy. Still alive. I don't know how you lose this game. This is if you're Coach Lou this morning, I don't even, what are you doing at your desk when you get to work? What are you just, slamming your head against it? What happened here? And I know you're down your 2 starting corners, sure. I don't know. You got everything you could ever dream of from Phillip Rivers with your season on the line. Everything to play for. Deep ball, check. Working, slinging it, check. Emotional lift, check. You're telling me you can't get 1 stop defensively until that last Niners drive? WTF. You can't run the ball? What are we doing? It's inexcusable. And I know Brock played out of his mind. Niners, incredible. Super Bowl contender, Niners. This is the biggest dag-gummit Is it dadgummit? Dadgummit? Gosh darn it? Dadgummit? Sure. It's the dadgummit heard round the world, okay? That can't happen when you get this kind of game out of 17. I feel for Colts fans. I feel for the ownership. I feel for the way this season started and all the great things that happened. This was supposed to be the year that they're patiently waiting for. Hamilton, I am pulling my hair out because it is unraveling in front of my eyes. You have the coach. You found your quarterback in Daniel once he's healthy, and you should pay him. And then the defense somehow... I don't want you to explain the defense to me because there's no excuse. There's no excuse for the defense to not get a stop last night. I don't care how good they were. I don't care about any of that. You can't have, like, literally the 90% of Phillip Rivers being back is if he looks like that, you are going to run through a wall. Everyone was open. Everyone was open on the Niners all freaking night long.
Yeah. And it's, again, you can talk about the corner injuries, but
nope.
Again, it's one thing to have some issues because you have corner injuries. They didn't get a stop all night, like you said. And again, it's a credit to Kyle and Brock for drawing stuff up, finding the open man every single play. But there was, as you said, an open man every single play.
It was crazy.